If you're over 60, every choice you make, what you eat, how you sleep, how often you move, directly impacts your heart. But what if I told you there's one daily habit that may be quietly damaging your heart every single day? As a heart doctor, I've seen far too many seniors walk into my clinic feeling fine, only to leave with a diagnosis they never saw coming: high blood pressure, blocked arteries, or worse, standing at the edge of a heart attack. And the most unsettling part, most of them had no idea they were doing anything dangerous. It's not just junk food or skipping workouts. It's something simple, something repeated daily without a second thought, that gradually wears the heart down. In this guide, I am begging seniors to stop this habit. And not only that, I'll reveal 5 of the most harmful routines that may be silently damaging your heart right now. The good news, every one of them can be fixed. You just need to know what to stop and what to do instead. Let's begin. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. Habit 1. Sitting most of the day. If you're a senior, retired, or simply less active than you used to be, chances are you're spending more time sitting than you realize. The quiet hours in your favorite chair, reading a book, watching television, or scrolling through your phone might feel restful. But I must tell you something few doctors say plainly: stillness can be deadly. Your heart is a living muscle. It needs movement to stay strong. When we sit for most of the day, blood circulation slows down, especially in the legs. This creates the perfect environment for fat and cholesterol to accumulate in your arteries, quietly, gradually, until one day the damage reveals itself through a heart attack or stroke. As a heart doctor, I've seen it time and again. Patients in their 70s or 80s who looked healthy, felt fine, but came in after a sudden scare, shortness of breath, chest pain, dizziness, only to learn their arteries were clogged, their blood pressure dangerously high, and their heart struggling under the weight of years of inactivity. The tragic part? Most of it could have been prevented by something as simple as a daily walk. I'm not talking about jogging or lifting weights. I'm talking about walking at your own pace for just 15 to 30 minutes a day, around the block, in your hallway, at the mall if the weather's bad. Movement doesn't have to be fancy to be life-saving, just consistent. Walking improves blood flow, lowers stress, strengthens your heart, and even sharpens your memory. It reduces your risk of heart attack, stroke, diabetes, and dementia. And most importantly, it gives your heart what it craves: rhythm, circulation, and care. You may think, I'm too old to start, but I assure you it's never too late. Your body may be aging, but your heart can still grow stronger, one step at a time. Please don't wait for chest pain to be your wake-up call. Prevention doesn't start at the hospital. It starts with your shoes every morning. And while sitting too much can slowly damage your heart, what you're adding to your plate every day may be doing just as much harm, especially if it's loaded with hidden salt. Let's talk about that next. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. Habit 2. Eating comfort foods loaded with hidden salt. For many seniors, food is more than nourishment. It's memory, tradition, and comfort. The familiar taste of canned soup, a slice of toast with salted butter, or that frozen dinner you've leaned on for years can feel like home. But here's the hard truth: what comforts your mouth might be quietly breaking your heart. Salt is everywhere, more than you think. It hides in everyday foods, even those that don't taste particularly salty. Bread, sauces, cheese, deli meats, packaged snacks, they all carry sodium that adds up quickly. And as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to its effects. When you consume too much salt, your body begins to retain water. That added fluid increases the volume of blood coursing through your veins, placing more pressure on your arteries. Over time, this constant pressure causes the artery walls to harden and thicken, a silent process that leads directly to high blood pressure, kidney strain, and heart disease. Here's what's frightening. You don't feel high blood pressure. There's no pain, no warning. It just builds, quietly, invisibly, until the day your heart can't take it anymore. I've had patients who were careful in many ways. They didn't smoke, they walked daily, but still ended up in the ER. Why? They relied on salty frozen meals, pickled foods, or processed snacks because they were easy. Easy to prepare, easy to eat, but also dangerously easy to ignore. The good news? This is reversible. Your taste buds will adapt. In as little as 2 weeks, food cooked with herbs, lemon, garlic, or even just a dash of olive oil will start to taste rich and satisfying again. Your heart, meanwhile, will start to relax. Your blood pressure can drop. Your energy may return. And your future, once threatened, can be reclaimed. Cooking at home might seem like a chore, but it's one of the most loving things you can do for your own heart. Each meal becomes a medicine, each ingredient a quiet act of self-preservation. But salt isn't the only danger hiding in your daily routine. In fact, the very first thing you eat each morning, your breakfast, might be setting your heart up for failure before the day even begins. Let's talk about that. Habit 3. Starting your day with fatty or processed breakfast. Breakfast, for many seniors, is a sacred ritual. It's that quiet moment before the day begins. The smell of coffee, the sizzle of bacon, the comfort of something warm on the plate. But while these meals may bring familiarity and pleasure, what they're doing inside your body, especially your heart, may be far more damaging than you realize. After a long night of rest, your body wakes up in a delicate state. Your blood is naturally thicker, your heart rate is slower, and your circulatory system is just easing back into motion. Then we shock it with a breakfast high in saturated fat, processed meat, refined carbs, and added sugar. Bacon, sausage, fried eggs and butter, sugary cereals, white toast slathered in margarine. These may feel like normal choices, but to your heart, they are anything but normal. They are hostile. These heavy meals send your cholesterol soaring, your blood pressure climbing, and your blood vessels constricting. This combination is a recipe for disaster, especially in the morning when the body is most vulnerable to heart events. It's no coincidence that most heart attacks happen in the early hours of the day, often shortly after breakfast. I've seen far too many patients come into my office who never skipped breakfast, but made the wrong kind of breakfast their daily habit. And day by day, year by year, it added up. Arteries became inflamed, blood pressure crept up, and the heart began to weaken under the silent burden. But it doesn't have to be this way. A heart-healthy breakfast can still be deeply satisfying. Steel-cut oats with a handful of berries, whole-grain toast with avocado, a hard-boiled egg, a bowl of fresh fruit, or even a simple smoothie. These aren't diet foods. They are healing foods. They provide energy, reduce inflammation, and help your heart start the day with strength instead of stress. Breakfast is not just about filling your stomach. It's about setting the tone for your entire day. And for your heart, the first choice you make each morning matters more than you know. But food isn't the only quiet enemy. What you drink to relax, especially as you age, could be silently straining your heart in ways you never expected. Let's take a closer look. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. Habit 4, drinking alcohol to unwind or sleep. For many seniors, a glass of wine at dinner or a small nightcap before bed feels like a harmless reward, a ritual of relaxation after a long day or a quiet companion in the silence of evening. But what so many don't realize is that after the age of 60, alcohol doesn't treat your body the same way it used to. And sadly, what once brought a sense of ease may now be quietly tightening a noose around your heart. The aging body metabolizes alcohol more slowly. What your liver could once clear with ease now lingers longer, affecting your blood pressure, rhythm, and overall cardiovascular stability. Even small, regular amounts can trigger inflammation in your blood vessels, raise your heart rate during sleep, and lead to irregular heartbeats, particularly atrial fibrillation, a condition I've diagnosed far too often in seniors who thought their drinking was moderate, even minimal. I've treated patients who drank just 2 glasses a day for years, only to arrive at my office with swelling in their legs, shortness of breath, and fatigue, clear signs their heart was overworked and under attack. When we traced the damage, alcohol was often at the root, not in excess, but in quiet, daily doses that added up like drops in a leaky faucet. And for those already on medications, blood pressure pills, cholesterol meds, diabetes treatments, alcohol acts like a thief in the night. It interferes with the way these medicines work, making them less effective or dangerously unpredictable. Yet the most painful part is this. Many seniors drink not for fun, but to sleep, to ease anxiety, or to fill emotional emptiness. But alcohol offers false comfort. It disrupts true rest, increases nighttime blood pressure, and can leave the heart more strained by morning than the night before. There is a better way. Better sleep, better calm, better health. None of it requires a drink. Cutting back or even cutting it out entirely can improve energy, mental clarity, and most importantly, add years of healthier life to your future. But what if the real danger isn't in what you put into your body, but in what you keep locked inside it? Let's talk about a silent habit that's quietly breaking hearts from the inside out, emotionally and physically. Habit 5. Bottling up stress, anger, or sadness. There is a quiet kind of pain that doesn't show up on scans or blood tests, a pain that many seniors carry silently. It's the stress of losing loved ones, the anger that never found a voice, the sadness that lives in the quiet corners of the heart. And while these emotions may not leave visible scars, they do leave a mark on your heart, your blood vessels, and your very chance at long life. We were raised to be strong, to keep things inside, especially those of you who grew up in times when emotional expression was seen as weakness. I hear it often. I don't want to burden anyone, or I've lived with this stress for decades, I'm used to it. But what your mind learns to tolerate, your body quietly pays for. When you hold in emotional tension, your body stays in a constant state of alert. Your adrenal glands release stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals raise your heart rate, tighten your blood vessels, and over time contribute to high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, and even increased risk of heart attack and stroke. It doesn't matter how healthy you eat or how often you walk. Chronic emotional stress can undo it all. I've seen patients who did everything right. They followed diets, exercised, took their medications. But beneath it all, they carried deep emotional wounds, grief, guilt, loneliness, or resentment. Their hearts were literally weighed down by what they never expressed. You don't need therapy to begin healing, though that can help. Sometimes healing begins with something as simple as writing down your thoughts in a journal, having a heartfelt conversation with a friend, or even sitting quietly and breathing deeply for 10 minutes a day. Releasing tension doesn't require dramatic steps, it only requires intention and consistency. And remember, it's not weakness to speak your truth, it's strength. Letting go of what's heavy doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to protect your heart and give it room to heal. But even when your heart is emotionally at peace, there's a nighttime threat that could still be silently damaging it. One you may not even be aware of, but your partner might hear it every night. Let's explore what your snoring could really be telling you. A final word from the heart. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you, not just for reading, but for caring. Caring enough to learn, to reflect, and perhaps most importantly, to change. That takes courage, especially after 60 when routines feel familiar and change can feel overwhelming. But here's what I need you to remember. Your heart has never stopped working for you, not for a single moment. It's been beating since the day you were born, quietly carrying you through every chapter of your life. It asked for nothing in return. No thanks, no rest. It simply kept going. Now, it needs you. Not through grand gestures or perfect habits, but through small, consistent care. A walk around the block, a glass of water instead of wine, choosing an unsalted meal, getting real rest, letting go of anger. These aren't just health tips, they are acts of love for the one organ that has loved you the most. I've treated patients in their 60s, 70s, even 90s who turned their health around with simple decisions. It's never too late. A stronger, longer life is still within reach. You don't need to be perfect. You only need to be intentional. Start with one habit, just one. The smallest step can begin the greatest healing. And if you ever feel discouraged or alone in the journey, remember this. There are people who still need you, your wisdom, your laughter, your presence. Your heart still has many moments left to give, many memories left to create. So take care of it, honor it, listen to it, because every beat still matters, and your best years could still be ahead of you if you protect the heart that's been with you all along. Stay strong, stay kind to yourself, and most of all, stay committed, because your heart is worth it. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.